So as you may or may not know, Castlevania Lords of Shadow had just been released as a demo for the Xbox 360. I think it might be a demo on the PlayStation 3 as well. I'm not 100% sure. You might want to go ahead and check on the PlayStation 3. So my thoughts on it, how do I think it runs? Well, I think it runs pretty well. I'm actually kind of surprised. It's actually some good points that it really does. For example, it has this, hold on a second. It has this book theme to it, where like you're constantly referring to back into the book. Very reminiscent of, if you guys remember the Castlevania that came out for the Xbox 360 and I think soon the PlayStation 3. It was to the point where you had to, it was like constantly referring back to a book. Well, this one seems to be referring back to a grimoire too as well. That's what I'm pretty much guessing the book is. I haven't, it's not telling me exactly what the book is about. So overall, my thoughts on it. Well, for those who don't know, it's supposed to be a reboot of the Castlevania series. Now, originally it was supposed to be a continuation of it, just new, gameplay and whatnot. But it wound up being a reboot. For those who don't know, too, Kojima, the guy who created the Metal Gear series, wasn't actually involved in the creation of this particular game. Now, he didn't have a big say into it, but he had a big enough say. They say he had a small role in it, but personally I think he had a big role in it, and I'll tell you his big particular role in it. Now, he actually said basically the main character is not Simon Belmont as a lot of us thought it would be, but it's actually a guy named Gabriel. Now, is it Gabriel Belmont? I'm not 100% sure. It never really gave his last name, but the guy's name is Gabriel. I'm looking on here on my notes here, not notes, but I'm looking here some information on here, and it does says Gabriel Belmont. So it looks like a new Belmont has entered the scene now. Now, basically, this guy he looks a little rough, and he starts off like the whole demo starts off with him, right? It's raining, and the raining effects looks pretty good. I'm not 100% sure if was it CG or not. It didn't look CG, but so he walked up there. And your first thing is to take on a whole bunch of impish creatures, goblins, if you will. So you took on those goblins, it was pretty cool. And you took on this how to put this warg-like creature, which is like a big, hefty wolf kind of creature. So you took him on, and after that, that was pretty much that part. And that was the part which kind of introducing regular combat to you. Now, regular combat consists of this. Now, I thought this was kind of cool. He actually still has his whip. I'm not sure. Don't think it's the vampire killer. But what it is this: he has a cross, right? And what he does is when he whips the cross, the whip comes out of the cross and goes back into it. As far as I can see, anyway, that seems to be what the situation is. Now, and that consists of his melee. Now they're saying that there's actually now the cross, or where it was going, we're gonna call it the whip for now. The whip actually has a good amount of combinations into it. It starts off pretty simple. X or square equals regular melee combat. Triangle or Y actually indicates area combat. So you'll be using it looks like from what I felt, it looks like the direct combat is a lot more effective than the area combat, but at the times you'll need area combat to kind of make sure the creatures that are behind you and to the side of you and the right of you, make sure they don't be sneaking up on you. I've had to do that a lot. Now also the left trigger button, it actually consists of both the dodge and the block. You hold it by itself for block, you move the left analog stick right or left or whatever for dodge, and it actually works pretty well. The combat system is actually pretty on point. I was actually pretty good, happy with the combat system. Now, another thing you have is the grab move, which I don't really understand why you need a grab move. That's the part that kind of brings the combat down, in my opinion. Now, the grab move is simple. You use the right trigger rather, and you grab them, and then what happens is that a little scene comes up, right, where you have a circle. You have a regular circle here, and you got a circle that's bigger, getting smaller, and your job is to wait till it gets smaller, then hit it. So that's what you do. So it's kind of like an interactive cutscene, but it doesn't really seem to be like a requirement, and I don't really see the logic of doing that unless I'm mistaken, because it looks like you can only do it like you can only grab people like once or twice or whatever. I don't understand why you need it, basically, So to kind of give you guys an idea of how the gameplay looks or how it feels, it looks like you're playing a 3D beat 'em up, which consists of, or beat 'em up, or hack and slash, whatever you call them. I actually call them. I think they're both in the same thing. Long story short, it's like playing God of War, or playing Bayonetta, or playing but you know what? It actually feels more closer to the original. The original Devil May Cry, except for in this one, Dante. He's not like Dante. He's not a badass like Dante. He's like that silent, strong type kind of thing. He ain't like Dante saying, Dante talked a lot of shit when he was doing it. So I thought that was pretty cool of his, of him. But anyway, long and short of it, the game really looks good. Now, the second part of the demo consists of you riding on the back of a horse. This magical horse that came pick you up, and you're riding on the back of a horse, and now you're fighting goblins who are actually on top of the warts. So you had to knock the goblins off the warts, and then you had to hit the warts long enough so you can jump on top of them, stab them in their big humps in the back, and jump back on your horse. Now, of course, the warts would actually sometimes hit you and almost knock you off the horse, and once again that circle cutscene comes up, and you have to time it just right in order to get back on the horse. So at certain points you'll get knocked off the horse, and then it goes into regular combat. Where you have to go ahead and fight. Now, pretty much it was warts and goblins I was fighting the whole time. I saw no skeletons, I saw no vampires, I saw nothing of that nature. But I gotta say, I'm very happy, I'm very excited about what this new Castlevania is going to bring to the table. I really am. This, of course, being the third Castlevania to come to next gen, I believe it is. First of all was Symphony of the Night. If that should count or not, it's up to you. So second or third. So then we have the other Castlevania that just came out recently, Harmony of Discord, I believe it was, which I believe still is coming to the PlayStation 3, but right now it's currently on the Xbox 360. And of course now you have this one. Now, while Castlevania, the Discord one wasn't all that good, this one is good, guys. Honestly, is it a pickup? Is it definitely a buy? It's a buy. I believe it's a buy. Now, I just saw why did he actually do a review on it? I haven't seen his review yet. I just so happened to see it, and I was like, hey, but I wanted to go ahead and do this video really fast. Last, like I said before, the control scheme looks very well done. It looks very well done. I'm loving the control scheme. I'm loving just about everything that is within the game, with the exception of the grab. I don't understand what the grab is all about. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know. Have you guys played Harmony of Discord? I mean, not Harmony of Discord. Have you guys played Lords of Shadow? I want to know your thoughts. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the grab mechanic? Am I missing something? Is it really as crappy as I'm feeling it right now? Is it like a necessarily addition to it? Try to make it a little more deeper, but failed at it. And then, aside from that, what do you guys think of the combat system? Do you think it's good? What do you guys think of the graphics? I thought the graphics were awesome. I was really surprised. I'm not even playing it in HD. I didn't want to hook it up to my monitors. I just left it to my regular TV. So, what do you guys think about that? I want to know your opinions. You guys have a good night. Zeph is out.